Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of Alan. My name is Generation Tech. Today we continue with the 4th year of the Clone Wars with our coverage of the Battle of Anaxes. This was one of the last major Separatist advances made in the last year of the war, and it's the first time we're introduced to Clone Force 99, a commando unit made up of specially mutated troopers. This was a special commando unit designed to go deep behind enemy lines, and they're so awesome that Disney has decided to make an entire TV show about them. They'll be coming out on May 4th of this year. So today we'll be looking at where their legend begins. Towards the end of the Clone Wars, the Outer Rim sieges had successfully pushed the Separatist Alliance military back onto the defensive, which is why it was a huge surprise when Separatist forces under the command of Admiral Trench launched a full-scale attack on the core world of Anaxes. A short jump from Coruscant, Anaxes was situated on the high-traffic Perlemian trade route and hosted a massive Republic naval facility and shipyards that protected the entire core region. The invasion of Anaxes shattered the illusion that the Separatist threat was under control and that the Clone Wars would come to a swift conclusion. To make matters worse, Admiral Trench's forces have captured the Anaxes shipyards and were steamrolling through Republic forces with surprising ease. Captain Rex and Commander Cody have a theory on why Republic forces are failing to stop the Separatist advances. The Separatists use analytics from the battlefield to predict clone trooper movements. Every time a new strategy is used by the Republic, the Separatist tactical droids upload that information into their algorithm and alter their own tactics and adjust to the clones. Cody and Rex believe that the Separatist Alliance have created an extremely advanced algorithm which can predict every move that they're making, which of course is a huge problem and needs to be fixed right away. The clones suggest that they lead a mission behind enemy lines to the Separatist Cyber Center where they can figure out where this algorithm is coming from. But in order to get there, the clones will need to enlist the help of one of the most unorthodox special forces units in the JAR, Clone Force 99, otherwise known as the Bad Batch. These clones were all given unique and desirable mutations at a very young age. The team leader, Sergeant Hunter, had excellent sensory abilities and could even sense electromagnetic signals in the world around him. He's also a bring a knife to a blaster fight kind of guy. Then there's Wrecker, who was larger than your average clone and far stronger. His only weakness is gravity and fear of heights. Then there's Crosshair, who has exceptional eyesight and was a terrific marksman. He's brilliant at no-scoping. Finally, there's Tech, who is extremely intelligent and has a highly analytical mind and mastery of technology. We do a full breakdown of Clone Force 99 if you guys want more details about them. Anyway, Clone Force 99 is highly irregular in how they carry out their operations, and at first, they seem to have problems blending in with the more straightforward standard clone troopers. But on their way to the target, the Assault Force's LAAT gunship is shot down and Clone Force 99 quickly springs into action and engages a large force of droids all by themselves. Clone Force 99's ability and combat skills win over the respect of the other clones. Their strategies and tactics are extremely unorthodox as well, which make it much harder for the Separatist droid army to counter and predict their moves, and they're able to successfully destroy the Separatist forces. During the crash, Clone Commander Cody is badly injured, which means Captain Rex has to take command of the mission. Some more tension arises as the two groups argue who should be in charge, but ultimately, Sergeant Hunter cedes command to Captain Rex, and they continue. The mixed force of clones quickly arrive at the Cyber Center, and they dispatch the Separatist garrison that are guarding it. Notice, by the way, that Clone Force 99 essentially has the same weapons and gear that the clone commandos use. This includes modified versions of the trusty Commando Katarn armor, which can take multiple direct shots. Some versions even have built-in deflector shields. Anyway, Tech manages to find the signal with the Separatist battle algorithm in the Cyber Center, but the strange thing is the signal is not coming from a computer, but instead it's being broadcasted from another planet known as Skako Minor. Rex has Tech send a message to the source of the broadcast, and they ask the individual on the other side of the line who they are, and the response they get is CT-1409. CT-1409 is the call sign of an ARC trooper nicknamed Echo, who had fought closely alongside Captain Rex in the 501st. During an extremely dangerous rescue mission to the Citadel, a Jedi prison controlled by the Separatist Alliance, Echo was declared MIA when a shuttle he was defending was destroyed. Everyone, including Captain Rex, assumed that Echo had perished in the explosion. But now there's hope that this ARC trooper is still alive. Back at Fort Anaxes, the clones await permission to launch a rescue mission for Echo, but before they can go, Anakin has Rex watch his back as he enters an empty room in which he contacts Padme Amidala through the HoloNet, which gives us some insight on how Anakin kept in touch with Padme while he was away fighting in the war. It also suggests that some of Anakin's friends actually knew about his relationship with the Senator, including his closest pal, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyway, Anakin complains that Rex is being driven by his personal feelings, and Padme quickly grounds him by asking Anakin where he thinks the clone captain learned that from. This is enough for Anakin to reflect a little bit about himself and realize what's important in life, and so he greenlights the rescue mission. Skako Minor was a world located deep in Techno-Union space. The Techno-Union was technically neutral in this war, but we all saw cybernetic Gumby lookalike Wat Tambor sign the Geonosian Accords. I mean, most corporate entities that were clearly on the Separatist Alliance side still kept the neutral front in public space so that they can service both sides of the war with their goods and services. Clone Force 99 opts to take their personal shuttle, the Havoc Marauder, to the planet because it attracts far less attention than a Republic gunship. But soon after arriving, they encounter the locals, a savage race of people known as the Poltecs. They ride massive winged reptiles known as the Kiradak, and they use these reptiles to quickly force the shuttle down. When the Republic forces leave their ship, Anakin Skywalker is quickly captured by one of the Kiradak. Crosshair moves quickly and attaches a grappling hook to his sniper rifle. Using wind and distance readouts from tech, Crosshair manages to latch onto the Kiradak carrying Anakin, and Hunter quickly clamps onto that grappling hook and follows the kidnapped Jedi to a Poltec village. A small skirmish ensues, and the clones quickly disarm the local tribesmen, luckily without hurting anyone. Tech manages to translate the village chief's guttural speech. The Poltec don't want any trouble from the Republic, they just want the war and conflict to leave their planet. Don't know why they thought kidnapping Anakin was a good idea, but they did it anyway. The clones let the villagers know that their intention is not to start a war in their village, but to just retrieve their friends from Separatist control. The Poltec chief agrees to give the clones a few scouts who can lead them to their destination, Wat Tambor City of Perkol. Meanwhile, Minister Tambor is warned by Admiral Trench that a clone unit is on the way to find the source of the Separatist battle algorithm. Tech traces the signal to a tower in the city of Perkol. The clones work their way through the building, and even though Anakin tells them to go silent, Clone Force 99 immediately loses their cool and they go in hot and loud and take out a group of D-Wing air support droids. I mean, I like Clone Force 99, but sometimes they're a bit out of control and they're a little bit too flashy, for my taste. Now, the D-Wings were a variant of the B-Series droids used by the Separatist Alliance and manufactured by the Techno-Union. They had very similar programming to the B-1s, and so they were kind of useless. While the rest of the clones and Anakin hold off an army of D-Wing droids, Captain Rex and Tech find Echo. The ARC Trooper is connected to some gigantic machine, and his body is covered in cybernetic attachments. Clearly, he's lost some limbs in that explosion all those years back. At first, Echo seems confused. He's reliving the events of the Citadel and the last mission he was on before he was captured. But then, Echo realizes he's looking at Captain Rex's old friend, and he comes back to reality. Unfortunately, Seppi reinforcements continue to arrive, and Clone Force 99 has to fall back from their previous position. They're running out of time and options, and Wat Tambor comes along to witness the destruction of the clones. He even brings along a special weapon he's created for the occasion, known as the Decimator, which is designed to seek out and destroy organic material. Which is smart because he also built droids. This is called building a product line with a very harmonious ecosystem. Back to the action. Luckily, Echo knows a way out, and the Republic assault team escapes through a shaft in the roof. But soon the D-Wings also find them outside, and the clones are forced to fight while standing in a very awkward and exposed position. Tech, who has a habit of recording random audio noises, has recorded the screams of the local Kiradaks. He's able to replicate some of their calls, which allows them to attract some of these flying lizards and use them as mounts to get away. It's at this point we find out the D-Wings are also capable of flight, which explains their strange design. The D-Wings chase the Republic back to the Poltec village, which really pisses off the locals. I mean, now the Separatist Alliance were on their way to attack the villagers, who clearly don't want anything to do with this war. When more Separatist D-Wings arrive in the village, they find it empty. The clones and the Poltec await in the hills surrounding the village and ambush the droids. They take pretty heavy casualties in the initial assault, but then Clone Force 99 kind of waltzes into the destruction and pushes the droids back. It's at this point that Separatist armor arrives in the form of Akputara Magna Tri-Droids. These prove to be a lot more difficult to bring down. Luckily, Anakin Skywalker is quite familiar with taking out these type of droids and quickly mounts one and takes it down. Wrecker then just picks up Captain Rex against his will and throws him into the air on top of the second Magna Tri-Droid. Shortly after, both of the Akputara are taken down and the remaining Separatist forces are wiped out. I mean, sure, the villagers lost like half of their adult population fighting a war that they really didn't want to be involved in, and had it not been for Anakin and the clones, they would have never been involved in the first place. But they still seem pretty happy about the situation, so cool. Meanwhile, back on Anaxes, things are not going well for the Republic, and Mace Windu is getting salty and impatient. Echo quickly volunteers for an audacious plan. He suggests that they infiltrate Admiral Trench's flagship and feed the Separatist battle system the wrong strategies, which will allow Republic forces to quickly regain the advantage in battle. Watson has failed to disclose to the Separatist High Command that Echo has escaped, so Admiral Trench actually has no idea that the algorithm is no longer working. Once again, Clone Force 99 tags along and they take their shuttle up to Trench's dreadnought. Echo and Tech manage to disguise their ship as a Separatist shuttle, and they're given the all-clear to enter the hangar bay. Republic forces at the same time launch a major attack against the Separatist assembly plant with a gigantic task force. ARC 170s give cover to Y-Wings as they make bombing runs, which open up a path for LAATs to land a Jedi assault force led by Obi-Wan Kenobi and Mace Windu. The Jedi and clones engage in close-quarter combat inside of a massive hangar. They're in danger of being overrun. Meanwhile, Echo manages to log into the Separatist battle system. With Tech's help, they manage to issue a pulse that takes out all of the Separatist battle droids in the assembly plant, which saves Mace Windu, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and what few clones he has left under his command. Because 4 years into the war, these Jedi have still not learned how to properly use cover. Meanwhile, the clones find a massive fusion bomb in the assembly plant. It's large enough to crack the entire planet, and they must find a way to disarm it before Trench sets it off. The loss of Anaxes, its factories, and shipyards would be a huge blow to the Republic, and also to Mace Windu's face, because he's now standing in front of the bomb and trying to disarm it. Unfortunately, the bomb is ray shielded, and so Echo uses his connection to the Separatist servers to find a code to deactivate the bomb and starts giving instruction to Mace Windu, who uses the Force to begin inserting inputs into the bomb. Unfortunately, Admiral Trench sends a shock through the system, which takes out Echo before he can give Mace Windu the last digit of the code. Anakin takes matter into his own hands and confronts Admiral Trench on the bridge of the ship. Anakin doesn't have time to play games and immediately cuts off several of Trench's cybernetic limbs. Skywalker is growing closer to the dark side and domestic abuse every day. But the strategy works, and Admiral Trench gives Anakin the last digit, which he gives to Mace Windu, who then disarms the bomb. Trench tries to take one last stab at Anakin Skywalker and shocks him with a staff and receives a lightsaber right through his spider heart. I know Admiral Trench has survived a lot of hairy situations up until this point, but I'm pretty sure this time he's dead. The assault team extract themselves safely off the ship, and Anakin even has a nice surprise for Wrecker, who loves blowing stuff up. It's a detonator for Trench's dreadnought. When the clones and Anakin return back to Fort Anaxes, Clone Force 99 parts ways. Medal ceremonies really aren't their thing. Echo decides to join them as well because after his ordeal, he's not exactly a normal rank-and-file clone anymore. The bright side of his dark and twisted journey is the fact that he's gained some special skills that can be more useful on a team like Clone Force 99. Now, when I first saw the Bad Batch, I wasn't so excited about them because they are a little bit cartoony and they're a little bit over the top and not very realistic. And I'm also a really big fan of the Clone Commandos, and I kind of feel like they're like a replacement for that Legends part of Star Wars lore. But after watching this arc again, they're kind of growing on me. I'm definitely interested in seeing that new show when it comes out in like a month from now. So guys, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button down below so you don't miss out on all of our coverage. And as usual, thanks for joining us today. If you're watching this, you are Generation Tech.